Coming up on this edition of The Solo Show.
I do remember people joking back in the day when we were first hearing about COVID, oh, leave it to Disney to create something that we all have to stay home and watch. And look, we have a worldwide pandemic that we have to stay home from.
Geez, if you don't like my Groot impression, you don't have to kick me out.
This and much more about our favorite day of the year. As always, The Solo Show is brought to you by Victor Naraki Realtor, serving Disney and the greater Orlando area with celebratingflorida.com and disneyatyourdoorstep.com. The future is bright indeed. We're all of us dreaming of the better days ahead, and a part of your bright new future could be a move to where the magic lives in the greater Orlando area of Florida. One of the biggest decisions you'll make when considering a move is selecting a realtor who can successfully match you with the right home in the right location at the right price. Victor Naraki is the realtor who can help you make the move you've always wanted to. Whether you're a first-time homeowner or looking to move near Disney World, Victor is in your corner. If you are looking for an experienced real estate agent covering all of Central Florida, please visit disneyatyourdoorstep.com today and find out just why you should work with Victor. I encourage you to create a free, no-obligation account on his website. By doing so, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to your email. Visit disneyatyourdoorstep.com today or visit his Facebook page, Victor Naraki Realtor. And don't forget to tell him The Solo Show sent you.
Oh, Disney Plus, oh, Disney Plus. Sorry. Disney Plus, Disney Plus, Disney every day. Oh, come on, man, get it together.
Broadcasting from the Solo Studios, where the Disney Plus trees are grown. Here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, the center of North America, on this little planet we call Earth, this is The Solo Show. On this adventure, Stan has a BOGO deal for you, as he welcomes not one, but two guests to the guest host's chair. Alan Babierz and little old me, Ken the voiceover guy. We're talking all about the most wonderful day of the year, Disney Plus Day. You thought I was going to say the other thing, didn't you? Our favorite shows so far, and what's coming up from our favorite Mouse in the House streaming service. So now, please welcome your host, the man who owns the world's only Disney Plus Day decorations. Just don't ask how he got them. Here's Stan Solo.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Solo Show. I am Stan Solo as always, and joining me today are two of my good... Well, you guys know this guy. Ken, the voiceover guy. He's on every episode. Ken, how you doing? Welcome to...
I'm always happy to be here, Stan. It's always fun to just actually do the show as well as listen to it, so I think we've got a good one lined up here today.
You did a really good job introducing yourself at the beginning there, too, I have to say.
Oh, shucks. It's nothing. It's just my little thing.
Okay. And also joining me today is
Get it?
Alan.
A little thing?
A little. The Ken Little. Nobody knows your last name. They all know you. And also joining us today is Alan of Babierz. I'll never... Sorry.
It's Alan. Don't even worry. But, I must say, I am a little intimidated by voiceover Ken because I just listened to The Raven right before we started recording this episode, and you did a fantastic job with that Raven last time.
Thank you very much. You know what? I love that poem, and I've always wanted an opportunity to do it like that for Halloween. So I thought perfect chance on Stan's show. And thank you, Stan, for letting me do it, by the way.
I had a choice. You had it to show.
And thanks, Stan, for having me on and inviting me.
Yeah, it was great. I'm glad we were able to get together. I'm wanting to have you on for a while, and I just never had a chance to really reach out for you because it seems like there's always a lineup of people wanting to come on. And then I had an opening. Let's get Alan on.
Yes. Anytime I can talk about Disney, I'm sure my family wants me to go do because it's all I talk about around them and they just want me to go away. So if I can find some like-minded people, I'm great.
Right on. So we're going to talk Disney Plus. And for those of you that don't know, as this recording, I guess starting tomorrow, as this gets released, it's going to be the second anniversary of Disney Plus, and they have a whole bunch of whack of shows planned to come out for November 12th. We'll get into what's coming up shortly. But let's talk a little bit about before Disney Plus came out, it feels like it was like there was no before Disney Plus to me anyway. It seems like we have always had it. What were you expecting, Alan? What were you expecting?
I had a big hype for it. I was excited. I was one of the founding members. I was at D23 that year, and they suckered me in the 3-year contract deal. I still got one more year on my contract before I have to start paying again. But I was excited to see all the content in one place. Before we had to switch between Netflix and was the movie on Netflix? No, it's not on Netflix. Oh, where can you stream it? At that time, we still had cable here in my house. We've recently cut the cord. We were talking about that a little bit before we started recording, but we cut the cord here. So we just have streaming services. So I think it's just made watching Disney things easy. Plus, I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s, and seeing all those 80s and 90s nostalgia shows for me has been the kicker. I can sit there and binge watch Boy Meets World for hours and hours and hours.
So when they said they're going to have everything, and I guess they don't really have everything yet. They're really close though. Mm-hmm. Did you believe them? Did you think that this is going to be, they're not going to get everything?
I thought it was going to be more movies, just the original movies. And hopefully the TV movies. That's what was going through my head. Mm-hmm. But since they brought in all the shows, it's just been even better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And now you said you were at the D23 Expo. Were you at that panel?
I was not. I did not get into that panel.
Okay.
That was that year that they did the awful online. You had to get a ticket and try to get into everything, and I got into like nothing. I got into nothing.
See, I like that because I got into that panel, which was the panel I really wanted to get into. It was the Disney Plus panel.
Yeah, no, but I just walked around they had that big setup in the middle and walked around, and they suckered me in with the free pin. They're like, if you sign up for 3 years, you can get a free pin that says founding member. And yes, it's in my pin collection.
A funny thing is so I was with a friend, and I'm from Canada, so I wasn't able to sign up for that 3-year plan. I wasn't able to sign up at all at Expo. So, but a friend of mine who was from the US, he was signing up, and I was kind of just waiting around. And one of the cast members came up to me and said, "Hey, did you want to sign up for Disney Plus?" I explained, "I'm from Canada, I can't." I said, "But I will be signing up as soon as I am able to." And she said, "Oh, okay, that's nice." And I said, "You know what? Hey, can I get a founding pin? Because I will get it. Trust me, I'm going to get it." So she said, "Okay, sure." So she gave me a pin. And Alex kind of walking around. Another cast member came up to me and said, would you want to sign up? And I said, "Well, I'm from Canada. I can't, She goes, "Oh, here, I'll give you a pin anyways." I said, no, I got to be honest. I already have a pin, so I can't. I didn't take a second one. Looking back, I probably should have said, "Oh, thanks." And, just walked around and getting a dozen. But Ken,
hello, you should have been thinking for me.
I know. I should have, but I'm too honest. Ken, what do you think? Did you? What were you expecting?
Well, I didn't sign up right away. It took me a little while, and when I did, but when I signed up for Disney Plus, that's actually when I also cut the cable cord like right away. So I've been on now for a year and a half, a little better than a year, almost a year and a half. Honestly, the first thing I was looking forward to was The Mandalorian. That was probably 95% of the reason I wanted to join Disney Plus, because I was so intrigued by The Mandalorian. Everybody had been telling me about it. You had been telling me about it. Other people at work had been telling me what an amazing show it was. So that was the first reason I jumped on board. And then just watching the classic Disney movies. And the thing I love about Disney Plus is that the classic Disney movies that they're putting up are all these really beautifully remastered versions. Mm-hmm. The pictures are so, honestly, I have 95% of those on DVD, but I watch them on Disney Plus, even though I have them all on DVD, because the picture quality is so much better. The sound quality is so much better. And frankly, I'm too lazy to walk down to the basement and get the DVDs and put it into my DVD player.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same thing. I got them all in.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But I would have to say, that my favorite part of it is the new programming that they're coming up with. And we were talking about this a few minutes ago before we started recording. Disney Plus and the other streaming services, I think, are really giving traditional networks a challenge, a real run for their money, because not only they've got their classic product out there, but the new programming they're coming up with is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I haven't enjoyed a TV show as much as WandaVision, as much as Loki. And on Star, I know you don't get that in the States yet, but like on Star, I recently watched all of Only Murders in the Building, and these shows are terrific.
Yeah. No, and that's kind of what is surprising me is how good the original content is. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, and Hulu, which is part of the Disney Plus package here in the States, we've been watching Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid's Tale is incredible. You can only take a couple episodes at a time. You need a little break. But
Yeah.
Ken's right. The new and the original recordings that they're doing now are phenomenal.
Yeah. So I went back and I kind of made a detailed list of everything that came out. We don't have time to read every single show that came out. I added them up. 120 new programs and movies came out. And when I say programs, I'm not talking episodes of Mandalorian and episodes of Loki combined. That counts as one new thing. And I was not expecting that at all.
No, not in 2 years.
Yeah. I have a little clip here that came out while we're still talking about.
You know what?
Go ahead.
All I was going to say was all that tells me is I really need to catch up on my TV viewing.
You know what? It's not all amazing content. I have to say some of the stuff I watch. But yeah, I want to play this little clip. It was from Good Morning America. I cut it down quite a bit, and they talked to Bob Iger or Eisner about Disney Plus. Let's listen to that.
Our parent company Disney unveiling new streaming service Disney Plus. It will bring top movies and shows direct to you. Disney chief Bob Iger promises it'll be a game changer for consumers.
For the first time ever, the Disney Vault is unlocked forever.
That's a big deal. All Disney in one place never existed. That's going to Disneyland every day of the week.
The groundbreaking streaming service Disney Plus will be the new permanent home to Disney's entire catalog of movies. The new service also will be the only place to find films from Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars. It'll also be home to an expanded Star Wars universe. The new series, The Mandalorian, set to premiere later this year. We sat down with Disney chairman and CEO Bob Iger.
Yes. Someone asked me today, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is this? I don't know, 15?
What's the magic behind Disney Plus that will separate it from other streaming services?
Well, I think those brands and the connection. And so this sets us apart from the rest of the world.
Homer Simpson here, proud addition to the Disney family and soon appearing on Disney Plus.
The extensive library includes hit shows including The Simpsons, films like The Sound of Music, and exclusive original programming, which will include 2 new Marvel series, one based on Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
When do we start? We just did.
And another starring Loki.
What would you say this is? Is it reimagination? Is it a...
This is an extension for the company of what it has done for 96 years. Tell great stories that entertain the world.
And Disney Plus launches in November. It will cost $6.99 a month. And the movie behind us here, Captain Marvel, will be the most recent release added to the library from day one. Pretty exciting, guys.
Really exciting.
What I find amazing by that is that they already knew for sure Mandalorian was coming out, Falcon Winter Soldier was coming out. I mean, they were already pretty much in the can at that point. Simpsons was kind of a surprise add-on that nobody was really expecting, of course, with the accusation of 20th Fox. The other thing, too, is this was before anybody had any dreams that COVID would happen. And talk about luck of the Irish, getting the Disney Plus launched just in time before everybody was in lockdown.
I do remember people joking back in the day when we were first hearing about COVID, leave it to Disney to create something that we all have to stay home and watch. And look, we have a worldwide pandemic that we have to stay home from.
Yeah. And like Disney Plus kept the company from going deep into the red. Ken?
And I think a lot of it too is that people were not only the pandemic, but I think people like let's be honest. I think everybody's kind of getting sick of traditional network television. I mean, it's the same old sitcoms, it's the same old cop shows, it's the same old whatever, and or the same old quote unquote reality shows. And the stuff that they've been putting on Disney, like we were saying before, the original programming is just so good. Like if it was on traditional cable, I would probably switch back. That's what it tells me. But beyond that, I think that people are just looking for new programming, and here it is. Here's this wonderful thing. And to, the way people tend to watch movies nowadays has changed so much. I mean, a good example of that was recently The Black Widow. To the premiere access. I mean, it did very well for them on that. And then now people like myself who were too cheap to pay the extra $30 have watched it too. And, it gave us the opportunity to see new movies without going to the theater, without having to take the chance. I think probably a lot of the theater owners were not too happy about those things coming into to the streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
And to kind of piggyback off what Ken was saying about original programming on the Disney Plus and having to switch back if it goes to cable or whatever, a lot of the original programming that they are putting out on network and cable TV is coming to Disney Plus the next day. During the pandemic, they did all those really cute sing-along specials, family specials. They were real feel nice, feel good. And they were on TV, and then the next day they were on Disney Plus. You could watch them. So the original program that they are putting out there is definitely coming to the streaming services, if not the same day, right after.
Yeah. So let's talk a little about the original programming. So the first movie that came out that was like an original movie was Lady and the Tramp. And did you guys get a chance to watch that one?
Yeah, that was really cute. I didn't know what to expect. I'm not. Truth be told, I'm not a big fan of the live action remakes that Disney has been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little worried. I did love Beauty and the Beast. The cinematography of Beauty and the Beast was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But I had low expectations for the Lady and the Tramp, but it surprised me. It was really cute.
Yeah, and honestly, that could have been released in the theater. I thought it stood up.
Oh, absolutely.
The next one,
absolutely.
The next one that came out was during Christmas, well, I guess the next month, was Noel. And Alan, you were at D23, and they had all the Noel costumes on display.
Yeah, I remember that with Anna Kendrick. They were really pumping that because it was that one in August, I believe? So the holidays were just right around the corner.
Yeah. And I'm kind of sorry I didn't stop and actually look at those costumes more and take better pictures and whatnot. I was kind of like, it's going straight to Disney Plus. How good can it be? It's not going in theaters. So I didn't really even look at the costumes.
It's the original straight to DVD, or the new straight to DVD, right?
Yeah, that was my impression. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that, and that's the thing. One of the things that Disney Plus has really changed is that straight to Disney Plus thing is really, really different now. Because before, if you saw straight to DVD or straight to video, going back and showing my age, that usually meant it wasn't a very good quality product. But I think that nowadays that has really changed. I mean, I think everybody now, you see it's going straight to Disney Plus or to Netflix or whatever, and you're kind of like, well, that's okay with me because I don't even really want to. Well, there is no video stores to go to anyway.
Yeah.
No, and I think in the industry itself, it's being more and more respected as well. During these award seasons, we're seeing more of the shows that are streaming on these services be nominated. Look at Mandalorian. Got nominated and it's won. I'm not sure how many awards it's won, but I know it's won some of the some Emmys. So,
yeah, for sure. Togo was next. Timmy Failure, Mistakes Were Made, which was really fun. That big polar bear. Stargirl, Artemis Fowl, which was originally supposed to be in the theaters, and that came straight to Disney Plus because of COVID. Then Hamilton came out after that, which was really surprised me that they did that as a Disney Plus feature. Magic Camp, the one and only.
Well, the way
Ivan. Go ahead.
All I was going to say was the way they did that. I'm sorry, because I'm getting kind of this delay here, so it seems like I'm jumping on you there. But the thing with the Hamilton, I watched it, and it's some places it feels like they just basically pointed a camera towards a stage show, which is kind of a good thing because in a way, one of the things that I think the streaming services do is you can still sort of get that theater feeling in your own home. So it was sort of like being able to go see Hamilton live without taking the risk of going and seeing Hamilton live. And for certainly a lot of people like ourselves in Canada, we probably won't be seeing Hamilton here in Winnipeg for any time soon. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't watched it yet personally, but I hear it's very good and people that are fans of it really like it. Where was I? The one and only Ivan. That one was done. That one is really, really well done. Black Beauty. Did you guys catch that one? That one really surprised me.
No, I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, that's one to check out. It was way better than I was
No, I
expecting. Godmothered. I don't really know what that one was about. Safety, and then Soul came out straight to Disney Plus.
Yes, and Soul was fantastic. But you know what? Going back, Stan, I gotta think. Listening to your list, I want to say the first big release before even like Artemis Fowl, and that was Onward, because that is right when everything shut down for COVID.
Yeah.
And then
but this was original content that premiered on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Gotcha.
This was the list of movies that was original. But you're right. Yeah, Onward did come very quickly after COVID kind of hit, and then everything did shut down. You're right. Flora and Ulysses with the girl with the squirrel. That was a cute one. And then Luca. I think that was a Premier Access, though, was it not? Or did that come out? I think it was originally going to be Premier Access, and then he decided to just.
Yeah, and I loved Luca. That was so cute.
I think they did it.
And then coming out, actually the day after this show comes out, on November 12th, is going to be Home Sweet Home Away. It's like basically another Home Alone movie. And then Diary of the Wimpy Kid, December 3rd. So that's going to be 18 movies released in 2 years, which is pretty darn good.
That's crazy.
That's more than a movie every
That's
other
like
month.
the old Hollywood studios back in their heyday.
Yeah. And then they had 10 documentaries that came out. I'm not going to bother reading. 14 specials that came out. That were like kind of longer. The highlights of those was a Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, Lego Star Wars Terrifying Tales, Pelican's Life on the Edge, and of course Muppets Haunted Mansion, which is like one of my favorite things that ever come out on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's definitely
Or ever, period.
Yeah.
You know what? Some of the stuff I love, Stan, is the behind the scenes documentaries that they're doing with a lot of in park stuff. You know, especially I know they showed it a few years ago now, but it's still on Disney Plus right now. Is the holiday decoration, how they decorate all the parks, and that's so neat to see that, because that's some of my favorite things. Is park ambiance. Is it makes the season that you're in. You know, I'm getting ready to head to the parks on Disney Plus Day, so I'm on the 12th, and you know, I'm excited to see the Christmas decorations out and getting ready for everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. Along with my favorite documents type series was Prop Culture.
Yes. Oh, the Roger Rabbit one was
Prop Culture was
you know what? I
fantastic.
love them all. I can't even say I loved all those episodes.
Yeah, every single one of them was. The Imagineering Story was another amazing docu-series that they did.
Have you guys heard anything? Are they going to do a second season of the Prop Culture?
I haven't heard. I haven't heard it. Boo.
I haven't either. I hope they do.
There was talk of it. There was talk about doing another one, and I don't know whether COVID shut that down or not, but I had heard something about a second season was coming, but that's honestly probably 6 months ago.
I know that I did hear an interview with I can't remember the host's name, and he said that he really wanted to do another season, and they were going to do another season. And he did confirm that COVID kind of kiboshed it, but he wasn't sure if they were going to restart after or what was happening at all. He didn't know it, and it was an older interview. So as far as I know, they might be recording it right now or filming it right now. Behind the Attraction was another really good docuseries when they went into the parks and kind of went behind the attraction. I didn't like the way it was presented, but I loved the information.
I was just going to ask you, what did everybody think of that?
The intro and the, like you said, it wasn't presented well. It seemed a little childish for what they were showing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I thought.
Okay, so for myself as a guy who does voiceover and stuff like that, I'm actually a huge fan of Paget Brewster. I loved her on Criminal Minds. I think she's a tremendous actress. The way I don't know whether that was her choice or the way Disney wanted it narrated, the way she did that, I actually found that a little bit annoying. It was almost kind of hard to watch the show. I really thoroughly enjoyed the background information and everything, but the narration was, to be honest, driving me nuts. Yeah,
I completely. I wasn't going to be quite as driving me nuts, but yeah, it did drive me nuts. It was hard to watch, but I really enjoyed the content. It's hard to talk Disney Plus without talking about this. The Mandalorian. Talk about a phenomenal film.
Oh my gosh, my cousin, who I love dearly, he lives near me, and he comes over every weekend and just hangs out and watches TV and whatever. And he started watching it, and got me hooked. And ever since then, that is our weekly thing. Every Sunday we watch Mandalorian, new or old. Just every Sunday we rewatch them and rewatch them.
That's just it. They're so rewatchable too. Like I could flap on. If I'm want to watch something Star Wars, more often than not, it's either going to be a solo movie or a Mandalorian episode. Put on something Star Wars. Ken?
I have to say I was just blown away by The Mandalorian, and I think I'm on my third time round here. I'm just dying for the new season, and of course, the very final episode. I don't think we're doing spoilers at this point. It's been on for a year and a half, guys. Who is dying for Boba Fett?
Yeah, it's coming out the December 29th of this year, the first episode.
Yeah, that trailer that just dropped last week or a week and a half ago or whatever it was. Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be
dying.
A good
dying is the word for it.
Yeah. And I'm actually a huge Ming-Na fan. I loved her back in the heyday when she was on ER, and then of course she's Mulan and all the other stuff she's done with Disney. But I'm excited to see her in Boba Fett also.
Oh yeah. So
couldn't agree more.
Marvel series. Alan, do you watch those?
Oh yeah, WandaVision, Loki, Winter Soldier. I name them, I'm there. I'm suckered. I've got all the magic bands, the pins. Call me a sucker. I know you guys can see behind me, but everybody listening can't. But call me a sucker for merchandising. I am anything logoed, I will buy.
So I guess it was, we got What If, WandaVision, Loki, and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Of the lot, what was your favorite series?
Oh my gosh. It's like asking who's the parent's favorite child.
What was your least favorite?
Wow. I don't know. I love them all.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and go first.
Go ahead.
All I was going to say was, for me, the best one, for me personally, was WandaVision. I loved it from the very first episode right till the very last second. And I'm not even ashamed to admit that I was crying like a baby at the end of the final episode when everything sort of dissolved. My least favorite, that's kind of a tough one. You're right. It's kind of like picking, it's kind of a Sophie's choice there. I would have to say I hate to say this, but my least favorite was Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I agree on both.
I just thought it felt and I think it was just like watching any other Marvel movie. It would have made a good action film. They could have cut it down to about 90 minutes and made a really good action film out of it. But as the series ran on, like I was kind of by the last episode, I was like, okay, come on, let's get to it already.
You're right, Ken. It did feel more like a movie than a series. I'm going to have to agree. And for my favorite, I think I'm going to have to go for Loki. I love, Tom Hiddleston, and I love Owen Wilson, who's fantastic. I love how they introduced the variants and are going that route. So I'm going to go with Loki for my favorite.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think WandaVision, my favorite. What If ranks right up there for me as well. Every single episode, so good. There wasn't a heck of a lot of animation, which is surprising. Considering we had, it's the Disney franchise, in which is they're most known for is animation. They didn't release a lot over the last 2 years. Only 4 kind of basically animation series came out. Star Wars: The Bad Batch, which is absolutely amazing. Monsters at Work, which to me was a bit of a letdown. You guys agree?
Yes, that is my least of the favorite shorts. Doug and Forky are up there for me. Those are my top 2 favorite shorts. I love those because I can put them on in the background when I'm like washing dishes or doing the laundry or something, and they're great for that. But Monsters at Work, I tried. I watched the first couple ones, and I'm just like, I can't get into it.
And then, of course, What If was a part of the animation series, and Chippendale Park Life as another series that I haven't even watched one episode yet, to be honest with you.
I haven't either.
No, I agree. Yeah. I agree. I have to admit, the new animation style that Disney is using for the Mickey Mouse shows and the Chippendale, I just don't care for it. I just don't like it. It's like watching stick drawings.
Yeah, I have to. It doesn't appeal to me.
It took me a little bit. I'm finally starting to turn a leaf, but it's taken me this long to start to be okay with it. And I think it's because of, I've ridden Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway quite a few times now, and it's growing on me. I am still a little bitter that they took out the Great Movie Ride, but that's a whole other story.
I haven't ridden it yet, but I'm a bit bitter too. I haven't ridden Mickey Minis yet, but
I'm slowly.
So there's hope for me then.
turning
There is
to
hope that it will grow on us, and there's hope for Ken and I that the new animation style will grow on us.
Maybe. I have to admit, I know it's not the newer ones. It's an older show because it was actually on the original on the Disney Channel. I watched all 3 seasons of the new version of DuckTales, and I absolutely adore the original DuckTales. I have to admit, I really got into it, and especially the 3rd season, the storyline that they carried over was actually a lot of fun, and I really kind of enjoyed DuckTales. So I'll give them that one as far as the newer animation.
Yeah, I really wish they would have continued DuckTales on Disney Plus instead of just canceling it when they did. I would have loved to see more DuckTales. Also, not animation, but at the time when Girl Meets World was on the Disney Channel, and then they ended up canceling that too. I was hoping maybe Disney Plus would pick it back up. That would have been nice. So within DuckTales and that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
What about the High School Musical, the series, the special, the holiday, whatever? They had like 5 of them come out with different titles. I've yet to watch any of them, but they are extremely popular.
They are, the actors that are on there are super talented. Olivia Rodrigo is a huge pop star right now. She's all over the pop channels on the radio. So they've definitely got the right talent put together. I can't say that I watched them, and so I can't really speak on them, but I do love the original High School Musical. I was back then, that was my era. So I'm excited to see what else they come out of those talented people.
Yeah, I've yet to watch an episode. I should really sit down and watch one. I mean, heck, I watched the Hallmark Christmas special.
Somebody must be enjoying them.
Yeah.
Somebody out there must be enjoying them because they've made like 53 sequels to them. So,
one of my favorite things that came out. I mean, it wasn't my favorite. I could have been done better, but I really enjoyed it. Was the Muppets Now series?
Oh yeah, that was and it brought a lot of fun people on, RuPaul and people that we wouldn't see on normal kind of Disney Channel things back in the day. So the new Muppets, I wish they caught on more because I love the Muppets. And when they did that show a couple years ago, I wish that would have caught on a little bit more too. Got canceled and reworked and then canceled again. And I wish some of these new ideas for the Muppets would just stick.
I think they need to get a writer that really knows the Muppets, or better yet, just give them an old theater and have a different guest star every week. Why fix what's not broken, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're rebooting everything else. Why not?
Go back to the old format. I'd love to see them go back to the old format like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you could definitely sell a Muppet show with somebody like Chris Pratt or Chris Evans.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Easily.
I think the stars would be lining up to be a guest star. You'd be beating him off with a stick if they did it like that.
I think you're right.
I don't know about you guys, but pretty much every single Wednesday morning and Friday morning, first thing I do when I get up is I turn on Disney Plus to see what's new for that day. And every once in a while, I get the special little treat, like the Star Wars fly-throughs or the Star Wars sound gallery, the Galaxy of Sounds, the Star Wars Visions, which I was expecting to come out. The vehicle fly-through is a shock for me when that came out. Do you guys do that? Do you get up? Is that something that's your weekly routine?
In my house, it's just pretty much constantly on as either background music, background noise, or actually watching it. Like I said, I grew up a child of the 80s and the 90s, so Chippendales Rescue Rangers, I think I've binged it like 3 times now already. I've gone through it since getting it. That was one of my favorite shows as a kid. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, they
now I'm going to be singing that song for the rest of the night.
But yeah, no, Disney Plus trained me to turn on my app first thing. Disney Plus trained me to turn on my app first thing in the morning every Wednesday and Friday.
So what content that's coming out are you guys most excited for Disney Plus Day?
Well, it's not Disney Plus Day, but it's coming out November 24th is Hawkeye. the
Yes.
next Marvel series is. So that's something that's getting really exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Hawkeye is one of my favorite characters, so I'm excited about that. What about you, Ken?
Well, I would have to say Hawkeye is definitely near the top of my list. I already mentioned Boba Fett coming up. But you know what I find really fascinating about this? A few years back on regular television, very often they would take a motion picture that was a big, big hit and they would do like a TV version of it, and they always had to recast the lead character. Yet here we are now with Disney Plus, and every one of them has been played by the original actor. And I'm so looking forward to seeing Hawkeye with Jeremy Renner in it. I think this is going to be spectacular because I'm a big fan of Jeremy Renner's to begin with. And I'm just looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this. I wish they would do longer runs, more than the 8 or 9 or 10 episodes that they do. I mean, they tell good stories, but I want to see more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would like, I know let's start that thought over again. I think they're recording so many things at the same time that it's really lagging some of these shows behind also. Specifically the Star Wars shows. I would love quicker seasons of Mando than, like Ken was saying, first of all, longer, but also not a year and a half between each season. It would be nice just to get a summer in between the seasons or a season in between the seasons. But that's kind of one of the downsides that I've seen so far is having to wait so long for the new content because these seasons are so short.
Yeah, no, exactly. And again,
I completely agree.
Mandalorian's not going to come out till 2023 sometime, season 3.
So by that point, it'll be 2 years, 2.5 years?
Yeah. I mean, the Book of Boba Fett is kind of like a spin-off, so we can call that a Mandalorian series, but fills the gap a bit. But yeah, no, it is. It's going to be a long time. For coming out for Disney Plus Day, The Ballad of Nessie is a short. I have no idea what that one's. I can't even pronounce this one. Ciao Alberto, another Disney short.
Yeah, Ciao Alberto is going to be a spin-off of Luca.
Okay.
Yeah, Alberto from Luca.
Feast short, isn't that already out? The short Feast?
I'm not too sure.
I think that's up.
I think it's one where the dog gets. I thought that was out. It says it's coming out. There's a new Frozen short coming out. Get a Horse short is coming out, which has been. We've seen if anyone's been to the at Epcot at the animation 3D thing. Yeah, so that's coming out. The Home Sweet Home Alone, what we talked about, is like a sequel to the Home Alone series. Jungle Cruise movie is coming out on November 12th.
Yeah, I'm excited because I've been one of the cheap people that hasn't bought the premiere access for that.
I did go to the theater to see that one. The Little Match Girl, another short. And then Marvel Studios 2021 Disney Plus Day Special, Disney Plus Day Premiere. So I'm not sure what that one's going to be about, but I guess I'm hoping they're going to be telling us what's happening with Marvel Studios coming up.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
I'm guessing. Olaf Presents. That'll be a Disney Plus Day premiere.
Yes.
Season 1, all episodes will be streaming at once. Instead of it being a weekly thing for Olaf, which is kind of different than what they do. What do you guys think about that? The way Disney Plus releases an episode a week versus the Netflix style, where everything comes out in one big batch.
It stops me from sitting on my butt all day because I would sit there and watch all however many episodes of Mandalorian they would release on the same day.
I like it that it kind of creates a water cooler content by having it come out weekly. And that's kind of like the reason why Ken got Disney Plus, because we'd be at work all talking about Mandalorian, and Ken goes, well, I guess I got to get this thing now. And I think that's really smart on their behalf to release it like that. The Paperman short, which I'm sure I've seen
like
before
both
somewhere.
versions of it.
Of the dump versus the one day a week.
Yes, I kind of like both, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I like being able to binge it whenever I can, whenever I want to, but I also like the anticipation of waiting for the next episode.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the binging it all at once, I have to admit. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, same here. And that just came out in the theaters.
That's a fantastic movie.
A month ago?
About that, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago.
An all-new Simpsons short.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater, short. And it was...
Ken, you cut out there.
You mentioned a little earlier there, you were talking about... Am I here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're cutting out.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, hold on. Okay, how's that? Is that better?
Good. Yeah.
I think I moved a little too far away from the mic. Sorry about that. All I was going to say was you mentioned a little earlier, and maybe you were planning on touching on this, is the documentaries. Who here is dying for this Beatles doc?
Yes.
Oh, yes, that one's coming out. Was it that? Is that a Disney Plus day one, or is that after that?
I believe that's going to be after that.
I think.
Yeah, that does look real good.
That's coming out November 25th. The Beatles Get Back. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one.
That one kind of shocked me too. I didn't see that one coming from anywhere, just because the Beatles and their label and their brand are so reserved. I mean, look how long it took them to get their catalog online. It wasn't until they started streaming it on Apple a couple years ago till you couldn't find them online. So that one kind of shocked me a little bit that they went with Disney Plus to release that.
Well, the other thing too with the Beatles is whoever was in charge of keeping track of their tapes, he did a horrible job. They were finding lost tapes 40 years later. It's like, we found this tape that we lost 40 years ago. And we're like, what the heck? Who's in charge of keeping track of these?
Like, oh, we just looked under the bed one day and there it was.
Yeah, it rolled underneath the couch. We were using tapes.
You can just sort of hear Paul McCartney in the background going, you can just sort of hear Paul McCartney in the background. Seriously, you had one job. Keep track of the tapes.
Exactly. Yeah, so there's a ton of content on the 12th, and even throughout the rest of the year. There's going to be, Friday, November 19th, a Muppets Christmas Letter to Santa is coming out.
That looks really cute.
Oh, yes.
Now, I believe that was already released on DVD quite a few years ago.
Was it? I saw that on the list and I was excited about that one. So that one looks really cute. But yeah, no, Disney Plus Day, I'm really excited about Shang-Chi, I think the most.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then for the next year, for 2020, they have at least 4 new original movies coming out that are pretty much been announced already. There's going to be more that they haven't announced. Aladdin, a new Live from the West End. Is that supposed to be like a Broadway musical type thing, do you think?
I think I heard that. I think it's going to be like Hamilton, very similar to the way they shot Hamilton, where it's going to be live on stage. You won't see audience, kind of just like in Hamilton, but you'll feel like you're there watching the show.
Okay. Sneakerella. I have no idea what that's about. Apparently that's a new movie coming out. Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. So the Ice Age movies are always fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then next October, Hocus Pocus 2.
Yes.
They're going to milk that one.
That one I'm dying for.
Yes. Some of the new
you'll be seeing little snippets any day now.
Well, it's not due out till next October, or probably September, or probably October, I'm guessing.
Well, I've been reading articles actually the past week because they just started filming out in Salem, and they the 3 of them have been there, and the new cast, and the guy that played Billy Butcherson is coming back to play Billy Butcherson. That's what I've been reading this week so far. So I'm really, really, really excited for Hocus Pocus 2 because I'm a huge cult follower of it.
My wife will like. She really loved the first. So
as long as they bring back Binks the cat.
Then there's a whole whack of shows coming out. Top of the list is Miss Marvel. And then Andor, the new Star Wars series, is going to be coming out, I'm really looking forward to that one. It's supposed to be kind of like Rogue One type era. And then the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is set to come out next year. So we got 2 new Star Wars series coming out for 2022.
And Ewan McGregor's coming back, right?
And Hayden Christensen.
Yes.
As well, who, of course, played young Anakin.
I just found that out, actually. I didn't realize that Hayden Christensen is coming back as Anakin. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I think I heard that he's going to be both in Obi-Wan and Ahsoka series.
Oh, okay.
What I heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to have to CGI both of them a little bit because they're a little bit older than the last time they played them.
Or unless he's playing him as Vader, perhaps.
Oh, okay.
Because it could be, I would think the Obi-Wan series is going to be set for after the Clone Wars was over. So he would now be Darth Vader, I would imagine. Then Moon Knight, the new Marvel series. I remember when they announced that one at D23 Expo, the guy beside me went insane. Like, he lost his mind when he heard Moon Knight was coming. And that was over 2 years ago that they announced Moon Knight was coming out. And it's not coming out yet till next year. So they've been planning this for a long time.
Yeah.
And then fans of Willow. Willow's coming out 2020. There's a new She-Hulk series coming out, and it's supposed to be a comedy.
Oh.
which is interesting because I mean I know that the She-Hulk was never quite as serious of a comic book. Ken?
Have you ever read any of the She-Hulk comics? Because the character as they portrayed her was very much that smart alecky type, and I'm actually looking forward to that. The She-Hulk was a character I was a big fan of in the original comics, so I can't remember now who they said is being cast in the part, but I'm really looking forward to the She-Hulk series. I think that's going to be a hoot.
Yeah. I think it's going to be amazing. And then there's a Baymax series coming out as well.
Oh, I'm gonna love that.
I'll bring that one on.
And they're going to be ending this season, the year for next year, with the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
This sounds delightful.
I can hardly wait for that one. Just that title alone puts a smile on my face.
I'm having flashbacks to the Star Wars Holiday Special from the 70s.
and that's what.
No, you see, here's
missing still.
And I think that's going to be until George Lucas, nothing personal, but I think that's going to be until George Lucas kicks it. Who, though, thinks I would love to see that the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special is nothing but Dave Bautista just standing there staring at a Christmas tree.
But no. It's Groot as the Christmas tree.
Yeah. There you go.
Perfect, yes.
This thing writes itself.
Exactly.
I think we got a hit here.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. Oops, my coffee cup hit my mouse.
I'm awake, Stan. I promise.
I think we got our idea for our next ad. The Groot Christmas tree.
Exactly. It'll be old Chris. Oh, Groot. I am Groot. Oh, I am Groot.
So there's a lot to look forward to. A couple of things that. We mentioned the Star Wars Holiday Special, which I'm surprised isn't on there. And they've been done years ago. One of the things that's still missing is these, and that was made right around the time that Disney purchased Lucasfilm, and they're all finished. They're all ready to go, and Disney said, "No, we don't want to release this." And there was rumors that it was supposed to come out on May 4th last year, like this year. It was announced. Probably one of those sites that just announce things for.
No,
but Star Wars
does that.
Alan, are you familiar with Star Wars Detours at all?
No, I'm not familiar with that, but that sounds really interesting, and I'd love to see that kind of released one day.
Yeah, it was an animated series, and I believe it was Seth Rogen or Seth Green that ran it. And I was at Star Wars Celebration, and he came out on stage, and they showed us quite a few clips of it, and it was so funny. Weird Al's in it. He does. It's a animated. He does a voice in it, and it was supposed to have come out on the Disney Channel. It was never released, and it was supposed to be on Disney Plus. So I'm hoping that's going to be something along with the Star Wars Holidays, and not just a Lego one. So what do you guys think? What are you most looking forward to? Everything.
Ken, you want to take it first?
Sure, I'll go first. So most definitely looking forward to Boba Fett in a few weeks here. Definitely looking forward to the Beatles documentary. I think that's going to be absolutely fascinating. Definitely, I would say on the top of my Christmas list is the Hawkeye TV series, though. Hawkeye was a fan. I was a fan of that character even back in the comic books when he was just a B character in I think the comic was the Defenders or something like that. And I was so glad they included him in the Avengers movies, and I think that's going to be just a fantastic action series. Things I'm most looking forward to, I think I have to say, is probably going to be Obi-Wan, the one that's down the road. I'm a huge fan of Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. In some ways, I actually almost even prefer him to Alec Guinness, and that's a tough sell. But I think that is going to be I'm really hoping I'm not disappointed, but I think that's going to be maybe my favorite Star Wars series ever. At least I'm hoping.
Ewan McGregor is not the Obi-Wan you're looking for. I agree with Ken wholeheartedly on most of those. any of the Star Wars shows that are coming out. I'm so excited for. I will be there day one, ready. I love, after a movie comes out in the theaters, how they are coming out on Disney Plus. So even just the regular movies, I know there's still a lot of the originals that are coming or that are missing on there. Brave Little Toaster. I went to go look for it the other day. It's not on there. Who knew? So I'm excited for them to get all of their catalog on there eventually, because we're working on year 3 now. So hopefully it'll be in pretty soon. So, I can't decide. Original content, movies, classic TV shows. I just can't pick.
Yeah, it's tough. I think it's gonna be a toss up between Obi-Wan and Andor for my favorite series of next year, even though I haven't seen a stitch of either one of them. I'm not looking forward to the price increase that's coming. I know, Alan, you're good for another year. In Canada, we weren't given a choice. It's going from $90 a month to $120 a month. Sorry, a year. From not months.
I was going to say, you pay how much a month?
Yeah, no, $90 a year to $120.
I was just going to say, Stan, you just gave me a heart seizure there.
Yeah, $120 a month, folks. No, yeah, 120,
and that's off my check.
Yeah, well, and the price increase. They say Disney comes with the price. All magic comes with the. To quote one of my favorite Rumpel from Once Upon a Time, and I people aren't going to be happy, but I think if we want to continue to receive what we want to receive, I'm okay paying a little bit more just to keep that up. Also, we've seen kind of some interesting things happen this year in the movie industry because of COVID and money. And look at Scarlett Johansson. They put Black Widow on Disney Plus directly, and she felt that she wasn't getting her due diligence, so decided to sue for potential money loss from not going to the movie theater. So there's some benefits to going directly to Disney Plus monetary wise that this price increase is going to help.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I used to buy a Blu-ray at least 3 a month. So if $120 a year, I'm still saving money because I haven't bought a Blu-ray since. There you go.
I know all of mine are still sitting on a shelf right now collecting dust.
Yeah, same here. I haven't watched it probably a year. Alrighty.
It's been a long time, absolutely.
Any final words there, Alan?
Disney Plus is one of the best streaming services that I've ever been able to purchase. So I'm excited to see what they keep coming up with, and keep enjoying the originals too. So they keep surprising me, and I think Disney is good at that.
Yeah. How about you, Ken?
I am going to say that as far as content goes, I'm going to give them an A+. As far as original content goes, they get an A+ as well. They had some technical issues for a while when they first came on the air, but they seem to have worked through the majority of those. I don't seem to crash as often and that sort of thing. So for technical, I'm going to give them a B+. But as far as for something to sit down and watch, I'm 100% behind it. And honestly, the price increase is not that big of a price increase, and I still think it's good bang for your buck.
We completely skipped right over it. Group watch, group share. What is it called?
Group watch, yes.
Group watch. We tried to do a group watch before we recorded today. What a disaster that turned out to be.
It was 3 of us sitting there for 20 minutes at least trying to figure out how to use this group watch. It was not fun.
Yep.
Yeah, and when we finally got it figured out, it was pointless because we can't chat, we can't. I'm sitting in my basement watching Forky Asks a Question, and Alan's sitting at home watching Forky Asks a Question, and Ken's trying to figure out how to log on.
and one thing I didn't know, and I don't know, I guess what the purpose is. Were you watching my stream, Stan, or were you streaming your own version of it, or? How does that even work?
I think we were watching our own streams at the same time, but it didn't. What was the purpose?
Maybe they just ensure that we're at the same spot at the same time.
I guess so. So maybe we could be on the phone talking together, saying, "Hey, this part's funny." I mean, I used to belong to a movie club, and we used to watch a classic movie, and we would all put the DVD in at the same time, and we would be on Messenger chat. We would all hit play at the same time, and we would crack jokes and talk about the movie in Messenger. And so this is kind of like that, but you still need another thing to chat with, which is kind of the purpose.
No, I think maybe they need something, and this is a lot of bandwidth, I guess, but a kind of Zoom feature with it where you're able to either video chat or chat with the other people that you're watching it with.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We did. You could go back and look at it, the solo show, and we watched a holiday special, and we had the holiday special up in the corner, and we were able to chat about the holiday special while we watched it, and we released it on YouTube. So check it out if you're interested in the Star Wars holiday special at all. That's how it should be. The group chat. You're right. It should be cameras, and we should be able to communicate while we're watching.
Yeah, or at least at the minimum.
At the very least, be able to. Yeah, exactly. I'm just repeating what you were saying. At the very minimum, you should at least be able to text back and forth.
Yeah. Anyways, we're past our time. Alan, I want to thank you for coming on. Ken, I want to thank you for joining us tonight.
Stan, thank you for having me. Ken, it was a pleasure getting to meet you.
My pleasure too. It was very good to meet you too, Alan. And you know me, Stan. Whenever, like, I have no life, so whenever you need me, just text me, and I'm here.
That sounds good. Hey, Ken,
take it away.
I was waiting for you to say yes. Hey, Ken.
Yes.
Take it away, please.
If you have a brilliant idea for a future edition of The Solo Show and would like to take your turn in the guest host's chair, then drop us an email at thesoloshow01@gmail.com. Tell us your idea for the show, and we'll contact you about a date and a time for you to join us. If you would just like to keep the conversation going or have a comment about a previous show, then visit us on Facebook at The Solo Show. All logos, sounds, and songs that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are owned solely by the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be, the ownership of The Solo Show podcast. We hope you'll join us for the next adventure on The Solo Show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.